Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing. 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 'Cause your love changes everything. Your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing. You turn my morning into dancing. 'Cause your love changes everything. Your love changes everything. Oh, there's something about your love. Something about your love changes everything in my body. Oh, something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. It changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. It changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. Changes everything. Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything. You turn my morning into dancing. 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 Something about your love. Something about your love changes everything.
Good morning, rooted men, and happy and blessed Monday morning. Pastor Tom, firmly rooted church, and welcome to the Freedom family as well. As you'll notice back here, beds are, well, used. Why? The Jackson family is in the house. And first time the boys have been here to stay over, Aaron and Adrian. So having a great evening last night and good morning this morning. Thunderstorm. When was the last thunderstorm we had? I knew it was going to rain, but I don't know. I know that Alice doesn't like storms, but I don't know. The thunderstorm was pretty cool last night and early this morning. All right, let's see who's on board, and then we'll get going. I think the first person that I saw, well, I guess I thought I saw Steve Giroux, but I guess I didn't. Jody Glenn, good morning. I'm out there on X. Good morning, rooted men. Join us. Austin Jackson, my guess is maybe driving home. He was out in Delaware. Why was Austin out in Delaware? Because his two superstar daughters, won for the second year in a row the national softball tournament. Just a little thing. And we were able to watch it on ESPN, which was cool. And also, and I text him, you could distinctly know that Austin was talking or screaming or yelling when you could hear it through the microphones on ESPN. So it was so much fun. Chris Connolly, good morning. Patricia, down at Fernwood of Greendale, good morning. Steve Ponoworski, good morning. Atlas, good morning. Ken Gooch, good morning, fellow brothers in arms. All right. I get the privilege of looking at the end of Habakkuk because Matt Ryan, by the way, be praying for him. He and his wife had a short vacation, and he ended up in the hospital for almost a whole day. He got stung by a stingray, and so they've been treating his nervous system and all sorts of stuff. Oh, yes, Patricia. Yes. So blessed to have the Jacksons in the new house. Yep. And Adrian's out there walking the dogs in the yard. All right. So I get to look at the end of Habakkuk, which I said on, I think it was on the Thursday. Man, I wish I was doing the end of Habakkuk, and now I get to do the end of Habakkuk. So Habakkuk, a prophet, like in the world today, like in America today, saying everything seems to be upside down. The evil people seem to be winning. The cheating people never get caught. Bad people never get tried. Innocent people are suffering. Everything is upside down. And I don't understand, God, because you're a just God and this and that and the other. And God's response is, well, it's going to get worse because I'm going to send Nebuchadnezzar, which only makes Habakkuk go, you got to be kidding me. Why would you use this ruthless tool to affect and harm your people? And from the outside, it doesn't make any sense until you realize that God cares more about our spiritual being than our physical being. And these people were worshiping idols, and they were all going to hell. Unless they repented and came back to God, they were finished. So he uses this tool of punishment, but Habakkuk is experiencing it in the moment, and it all seems so crazy. Then God says to him, don't worry, I'm going to punish Habakkuk. I'm going to take care of him too, right? I'm going to take care of him too. You just got to trust me. And so the book of Habakkuk ends, and I'm going to pull it up, with a prayer, not a question. The conversation ended. If you remember last Thursday, one of the things that I told everyone is God doesn't mind us asking him questions as long as when he answers them, we stop. We don't negotiate with God. He's God. So we can ask him questions. We can let him know all of these things. But at the end, when he finally speaks, it is what it is. So I want to look at this text with you. It talks about that he's going to march in and he's going to take over Nebuchadnezzar and all these things. And then it says, you pierced with his own arrows the heads of his warriors, who came like a whirlwind to scatter me, rejoicing as if to devour the poor in secret. You trampled the sea with your horses, the surging of my. Basically, God, you're going to not even Nebuchadnezzar, or not even anyone, has the authority and power that you have. Verse 16, I hear and my body trembles. My lips quiver at the sound. Rottenness enters into my bones. My legs tremble beneath me. Yet I will quietly wait. There it is. I will quietly wait for the day of trouble to come upon people who invade us. I'm past. I get it. I understand. We're going to face even tougher times. But then let me look forward to the day of justice that you're going to pour out on our enemies. Same true spiritually. The saints who are in heaven right now are constantly praying, when, Lord, when are you going to right everything? When are you going to return and completely obliterate the demonic forces and free your people and be righteous to those who have been martyred for the faith? So look at what he says. Habakkuk rejoices in the Lord is the title. Though the fig tree should not blossom, nor fruit be on the vine, the produce of the olive fail, and the fields yield no food, the flock be cut off from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls. What's he describing in verse 17? Even worse calamity. That all of the gyra, all of the provision that I would normally expect to get from you, God, even if it starts to be taken away, even if the fig tree doesn't blossom, even if the vine doesn't produce fruit, even if the olives fail, even if, right, he's saying, okay, I have to understand that even if everything turns upside down, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will take joy in the God of my salvation. It just can't happen unless you got faith eyes. Hence, we walk by faith and not by sight. Sometimes we see better when our eyes are closed. I still got to believe that you're for me and not against me. So I can rejoice in all circumstances. I can know that even in this valley of the shadow of death, you're with me. You'll never leave me, and you'll never forsake me. So I'm going to find a way to rejoice. I'm going to find a way to remember the days of old and trust that you are faithful and you'll be the same. That I'm going to remember the days of your salvation and know that you're going to redeem us once again. Verse 19, God, the Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's, right? I can bounce and run. He makes me tread on my high places. To the choir master with stringed instruments. Sounds like a psalm, doesn't it? Habakkuk. I think it was. His dialogue was put into a song. That's why Christian music and hymns are so powerful. But let's end with that. Hey, Chuck B. Shalom, gentlemen. We live in a broken, sinful world, and so there are going to be moments when God's not making any sense. But it's only because we can't see as far as he sees or as deep as he sees. And we have this tendency because we're feeling cognitive dissonance. We're feeling twisted that we've got to figure it out. And what we have to do is let him have it and trust that he's going to do what he's going to do. That he's going to be faithful. He's always faithful. So sometimes, like Job, you got to just sit in the ashes and wait. Sometimes you just got to get through the storm. Don't try to stop the storm. Sometimes you just hunker in and let the storm go by. All right, I'll leave it at that. Blessings on your day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.